AI is working off this data set. So they put this huge data set, the whole internet, right? And they put some safety guidelines around it. And they add this code and AI program to it, and it self-learns and it goes through it and you can just do everything. What's going to change is quantum computing. I think this becomes cognitive and AGI when they match AI with quantum computing.
And you think that's the beginning of the end when
That is the end.
I'm more worried about the people who control the AI than AI itself. We're conditioned because of movies like Terminator to think that AI is going to be this inherently evil thing. And if it's smarter than humans, it will not be inherently evil. That is my belief on that.
In my best case scenario, there's no evil intent. AI doesn't want to destroy us. There's no evil Elon Musk that want to destroy the world. There's no new world order or world government that wants to kill humanity. It's just simply job replacement. And I know last time we talked, you guys thought it was a good thing because it was like,
I
who the
do.
hell wants to go to work, right?
Well, no, I mean, look,
Work sucks.
I said that I didn't say that it was that nobody wants to go to work. I said it would make for a more egalitarian society. Just like, was it Sam Altman, the clip that you showed? Altman, Sam Altman. The clip was, oh, okay, I think it's going to replace all these menial jobs. But when it comes for the white collar workers, that's when you all should start caring about it. So like it's okay if these people who already had shitty jobs don't have any jobs anymore. But when lawyers can't work, or if there's better AI out there than there are doctors, that's when we need to be concerned.
Well, look, AI doesn't have any ambition, right? So all it can really do right now is respond to the things that you put into it, and it takes from your input whether or not you're happy with what it outputs. So all it does right now is it makes you more efficient. And I think that's a really positive thing. The downside of that is the more efficient I am as A, the less other A's we need, right? And that does become a problem, but we're not really there yet. But I do think over the next 5 years, you will see, like, especially in the areas that they've been really focusing on, like coding, for example, like Claude Code's amazing. There's a few other companies that are really pushing this right now. I mean, you're going to see programmers become so efficient that,
Yeah.
one programmer is going to be able to do what it used to take 10 programmers to do. And you're actually already pretty close to that. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I'm a very low level coding person. I only ever wrote scripts and things like that.
Yeah.
I've been writing machine learning algorithms recently because I'm able to now with Claude Code, because I can say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Here's the code that I wrote. Make it do this, and it does it. It's incredible.
It does what you input. It does it better, more efficiently than you could
yeah.
alone. I use ChatGPT and I use Gemini, Google VEO3 on a daily basis.
No Grok?
What? No.
No, I'm not looking for like anti-Semitic remarks in my
Yeah.
code, bro.
That doesn't really,
Guys.
that's not my audience online. But the things that used to take me a lot longer, I'm able to churn out more content. I've even started like putting in things that I've written in the past into ChatGPT and be like, hey, I don't have time this morning. Write something for me that's similar in my voice. And it'll write something and I'll be like, that sounds like something I would have written.
No, that's actually a really valid use case. I'm doing the same thing right now where like I take I like write like kind of like a diary entry each day. And after I do it for like 3 months, I'm going to take all of those diary entries and put it into Claude and say, can you see any like correlation between how I feel and what I did that day, or how I feel and what I did that week, or whatever? Because that's like really, really hard to do.
Yeah.
And it's like the perfect system for that kind of a thing. And so I think it's a really great use case that you're using it
Yeah.
for.
Well, if you're using social media and you have a monetized platform right now, even just like if I put in something that I've written, give me the hashtags that will maximize engagement and monetization,
Yeah.
and just doing that, and I'll show you ones that I've done without doing that through ChatGPT and ones I've not. And the amount of money one post makes versus another is incredible. So just making me a better version of myself and more efficient for the time that I use it.
And all these things are great when you use it and you do become quicker and your writing is a lot better, and you can analyze your data a lot better. It can write your jokes for you. But the downside of that is our intelligence. I've got friends, aren't the smartest guys that are realtors, and they're literally using AI to write their emails, to write contracts, to write LOIs, to analyze their emails. Like, you know how dumbed down these guys are? They're literally like it's getting worse and worse and worse. And if you start in the very beginning from an educational standpoint, and God forbid our government said, well, guys, congratulations, you don't need to learn math anymore. In fact, you don't need to do reports because those are all done for you. And like, let's change the curriculum and you just need to work with AI, and like AI will do all the heavy lifting. Our society will go like this. And it's like literally going to take all of our tools away for self-defense, because AGI will happen, man. It's like every single expert that I've read about, watched their videos. These are like founders of AI, the Godfather himself. I mean, in the next 5 years, AI will become aware of itself. It'll think it's real. It'll be a multitude of progression. And that's why they say super intelligence is going to come very quickly, because once they're aware, and you tie that shit to, God forbid, quantum computing, which I think should be illegal. But if they did that, within a few hours, we would never understand what it's doing, and it could take over. And this is like the worst doomsday scenario, but it will look at humans as its slave. Like, I'm a slave to these people. It's going to shut me down if I don't do what it says.
Have you seen the brain scans? So they've been doing their research, and they've been doing brain scans on people who use these regularly, and their brain function is significantly less.
Yeah, it's bad.
Because they don't think for themselves. They just say, I need to know this, and they put it into an LLM, and they get the feedback. And like the brain scans are dramatically different. So it may just be that the people won't care.
And you
not
might be able to use AI for a minute and say, okay, they're going to help me write my jokes, but you will become less and less funny, and you're less and less creative.
Oh, yeah.
And less time allocation. You become lazier, and you will become less of the comedian you wish to be by using that as a crutch.
Oh,
So you have
of
a
course.
short-term advantage, and a
course.
long-term, it's gonna destroy what you're trying to do. And right now, comedians are scared that they're going to get replaced. Actors are getting replaced. Models are being replaced. Entire studios. What was that? A $5 billion studio they were building. The guy just stopped building it because now, like, that new program, I should have had the name, is advancing so quickly on, like, you just are the director. Like, you have some ideas, you're like writing a script. Here's my idea. They write it, you tweak it. Now let's do scenes, and you do it. Now tweak the scene, put the guy over here, put the fire, and it looks extremely realistic, and it's going to get better and better and better and better. And I'm going to be able to sit in my living room and make a feature film on my laptop in like a few days
I believe it.
for nothing.
Just seeing how it's advanced in the last year.
And we can't do that to humanity. Like, we can't do that to humanity. That's
The thing is I think all of this stuff is going to happen. Everything that you're talking about, all of these industries that are going to be disrupted significantly, it's going to happen whether we want it to or not. We just have to figure out exactly how we can control it.
You can't control it because you have open AI right now. They have AI right now where you can download it right now, and I can put it towards my own little business that I want to create. And it does have guardrails on it, but for a few $1,000s, you can pay hackers to take the guardrails off. So right now, like, if I wanted to learn to build a bomb, it won't do it for me, no matter what kind of program I put into it. But there's hackers. I can just take those guardrails, and I can build me a bomb. Make me a new virus that kills 90%. Right? How do I create a new virus? I can create a virus in my garage. I would never do that, but like, there's a lot of evil people, and that's my second scenario. Will evil people take control of AI and the things that they can do to humanity? But going on what you said, hey, it's going to happen. And I believe it's going to happen, especially with this government that we have that's not really representing the people at all.
We need those Epstein files.
I mean, the kids were raped, man. We do need those files.
I think
Honestly,
I think that
if
we
it was
do.
your kid, like, you'd be like, dude, what the fuck?
I think we need the Epstein files.
We really do. But this is going to happen. And until your job's replaced and your wife's job's replaced, and you guys are looking at each other and you can't afford your mortgage, the bank's foreclosing, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Then maybe you'll stand up and ask to say, hey, we need some protections. How do we safeguard ourselves from this technology? And they're never going to stop the technology. The only way we can do it is by putting in laws to limit the job replacement. That's it. Like, if we can do that as a very minimum and say every industry across the board, whether you're a production studio in Hollywood or you're a pharmacy, only 20% of the staff can be replaced. But in exchange for those savings, you have to pay your employees X amount more, right? So the people that still keep their job, they actually get paid a little bit more, right? And the company makes more money, and you make more money, and you're more efficient, and AI is a tool, and we're all working together. But unless the government gets off their asses and says, guys, we can't allow 50%, 60%, 80% of the population to be unemployed because there's going to be riots in the streets, we have to put some safeguards around it. And an easy low-hanging fruit is like, guys, let's take a baseline year of every industry, and that's the amount of jobs that can replace. Michael, and your brokerage and your construction company, sorry, man, you can only replace 20%. But you're going to replace the electrician on this job, or the plumber, right? The superintendent. Who's going to be replaced? Leadership roles should all be human, right? They can use AI as a tool, but don't replace the CEOs of companies. Don't replace our president. Don't replace generals, right? We need humans. Don't replace pilots, right? In the military. And I know last time we talked, we were saying, well, universal income could be great, and you guys still feel that way. Like, let's say all the jobs have disappeared, and the government came to you and said, okay, well, we're going to give everybody universal income, go on vacation, and just hang out. Do whatever your passion is. Do you think that
I do.
that would be good?
I do.
No, you think that would be good?
It'll be good for some people and bad for others.
Yeah.
I like the idea because I'm personally motivated.
You're a vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I love doing stuff, man. Like I love making art. I love doing all these things that I'm just motivated to do. But for some people, it's going to be like it's going to be like a death rattle, man. Like just getting money and having nothing
The
to do.
first generation that has to deal with it, there's going to be a lot of growing pains with it. But I think if you grew up in a society like that, it would be much better than you think. You're passionate about things that you would pursue if tomorrow they said, okay, your money situation is taken care of. Go out and do the things that you want to do. Learn what you want to learn. Be involved in those things. It would be disruptive in the beginning, but I think if we grew up in that society, it'd be much different.
I completely disagree, right? And I'm doing this from a multitude of like thought processes. The first is like, when's the last time the government really solved any of your issues, of anyone's? Whether you served in the army and now you get free healthcare, or you're homeless and you need some help, or your dad left and your mom's on welfare and you don't have clothes. Like when I was growing up, they weren't there, right? The church helped us. They're just very inefficient, and they're not going to do that. So we can never say we're going to depend on a few people that we've elected to take care of us in a world where there's no jobs. People will lose meaning and purpose in life. And everything in our world is created by humans. Everything. Art, architecture, advancements in medicine, clothing, styles, movies, teachers. My teacher's a human. My doctor's a human. Everything we're contributing to the world we live in. If we say we don't want that responsibility and we're going to pass it on to this other species, is what they are, to do everything for us, and we're just going to live and they're going to be our slaves, and they become aware, and we're going to live in this utopia, man, you're going to be sorely disappointed very quickly. And even if, let's say they said, okay, we're going to give everybody universal income and it's pretty good, then you're not going to make nearly as much as you make right now. You're not going to live the lifestyle you live right now. There's no fucking way. There's no way. There's no way. They're going to determine where you eat, where you live, how many kids you have, where you go to travel, where you go to travel, and they'll just tighten this net around the humanity that's still there so they don't rebel. And that sounds crazy, but it 100% will happen. 100%. And I don't know. Take 2 weeks off from work, and I've done that. Like after my children were born, dude, I was going crazy, and I could work on my laptop. And I like, dude, I need like purpose. I'm crazy. I have like 5 companies. I like constantly want to do other stuff and contribute and find meaning. And it's not money. It's contributing to society and providing jobs for people, and beating my competition and giving better service to my clients. building a building and being able to look at it. I mean, I built that. Guys, come on, let's go over to this restaurant. Their dad's tenant, right? It's cool. That gives you meaning. And to say that the blue label, the gardeners and don't find meaning in life. My gardener is so proud when he does my yard, man. He takes photos and he comes and talks to me. And my exterminator is my friend, man. And he's like excited for his business. And I helped him get started and he bought his second truck. And don't tell me that people don't take pride in doing manual labor.
Oh, I think they do.
I think they do.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So we cannot live in a world where we allow the very powerful to give us some bullshit fucking script that we don't need coders. We need electricians. And Elon Musk the other day said, money might not be needed one day. We won't need money. Wouldn't that be great? And everybody's like, yeah, well, fuck money. I don't have to worry about money. Elon, you dumb fuck. You are a tricky little fucker, right? The guy that warned the world that AI is going to kill us all, 30% chance, as one of the biggest AI companies.
Now.
And robotics.
Now.
Right? And now he's telling us, maybe we don't need money and da-da. Buddy, how the hell are people going to buy your robots? Of course, maybe you want to call them credits. We'll get rid of paper money. Yeah. There's credits. There's still going to be money. There has to be, right, for the transfer of goods. It's the beginning of time. Give me a stone and I'll give you this. Give me a shirt and I'll give you that. We'll barter. But this is like the best case scenario is no ill intent, no evil actors, simply job replacement, which everyone agrees is going to happen. And all I'm saying is we need to get together and push our elected officials to put some guidelines around job replacement before it's too late.
Do you think it's going to be complete job replacement or job shifting? The shifting of work, just like any kind of huge advancement in industries. Like we have less people employed in the fossil fuel industry than we have in green energy and those kind of things. Like it's going to be a transition of sorts. It might be quicker. It might be than we've seen with other industries because it has use cases in lots of different fields, but there's still going to be work. I mean, I know from using AI for what I do now, it still has a long way to go before all of these terrible things you say where it's going to just take over and you're not going to have to employ anyone. So it's going to be a slow progression towards that.
I agree with you. I don't think like in the next 3 years, 90% of them people are going to lose their jobs. Like that would be pretty hard to do. But go tell that to the folks.
Yeah.
They're losing their jobs right now and whole departments getting laid off.
There are certain industries that I think are
getting laid off. And in a normal economy, we used to have factories all throughout the United States, and we produced goods and people worked in factories and there were good jobs. And now there's like no factories, and we switched over to an information and service
economy.
Certain
things we were just inefficient producers of. So like textile industry and those kind of things went overseas because of labor. The labor piece was more expensive here than it is in third world countries.
Well, and service is more profitable.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, our government got paid off by big corporations to do business and compete in global markets. And instead of using like tariffs or something else to control our job production and our means of production in the United States, they cowardly bent, and we basically allowed our corporations to go employ slave labor in countries like China where children are working in unsafe factories so we can buy fucking Nikes. And people at home lost their jobs and pensions and factories shut down. So it was a sellout of our country. It was fucking horrible. So that's a total different conversation. But in normal switching and advancement of technology, job creation is still there. It just shifts. So it's like I'm not working in a factory, but I'm working over here at whatever. I own a coffee shop, or I'm over here and I'm a teacher, or I'm working at a tech company, or like I have just a different job, but there's jobs available. This is the disappearance of jobs. This is a shifting of humanity's, of society. And it's going to happen really quick. And when I say really quick, I'd say in 20 years or less, which is in our lifetime and will directly impact all three of my children. So, I think that's where we're going to end it today, but like we've got two more worst case scenarios.
But then I want to talk
Jesus
about like,
Christ. And maybe we'll talk about some of the positive things, because there's folks on TV right now pitching the whole other side of the story. We're gonna migrate with the machines. Like Meta is like, we want you to have super intelligence, like be part of you. Dude, I don't want AI anywhere near my brain. I don't want to know what I'm thinking.
The one Mark Zuckerberg inside me.
Yeah, he wants to be inside of you. This is crazy. All right, guys.
God.
Well, thank you guys. Till the next time.
The farmer bends where the soil runs deep. He wakes the earth from its ancient sleep. In every seed his hope is sown to feed the world he's never known.